And our next speaker made history when she became the first Black woman to be elected the mayor of San Francisco. As a San Francisco native, Mayor London Breed has spent her career serving her community in a variety of positions in public office and has been unrelenting in her mission to make San Francisco cleaner, safer, and more affordable. As mayor, she's already worked so hard to address the ongoing housing crisis, to curb homelessness through new mental health programs and increased investment in workforce development. She has also made San Francisco a leader for the nation in our fight to combat climate change by leading the transition to renewable energy. She's working tirelessly to protect the health, safety, and livelihoods of the people of her diverse community, and she is a staunch supporter of our frontline workers in these unprecedented COVID times. It is now my pleasure to bring on to this program the one and only superstar from San Francisco, Mayor London Breed. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, and good afternoon. Thank you so much, Emily, for that introduction and for your leadership at Emily's List. And thank you also to Emily's List founder, Ellen Malcolm. This is a truly amazing organization. Today, we celebrate the work of these women and hundreds of other women and our allies to get pro-choice Democratic women elected. Thanks to Emily's List, more than 1,200 women have won elections at the local, state, and national levels. In the past years, we have been able to get together in person for this celebration. But while this year's event may look a little bit different, the importance of the work that we do year-round is still the same and more important than ever. This November, we need to push to get more Democratic women elected than ever before. We need to find new ways to support Democratic women candidates running for office while maintaining social distance and often staying at home to prevent the spread of the coronavirus. We have seen how, in the face of this public health crisis, as well as the ongoing social and racial justice movements, the importance of electing leaders that support this work. Not leaders like those currently in our federal administration who not only act like these issues don't even exist, but who are also actively trying to roll back the rights of our most vulnerable residents. Yet in the face of so much pain and struggle, there is hope. We are resilient. We continue to find ways to come together and to support one another. We have a chance to get it right this November. We need leaders that will work to advance equitable policies, fight for equal rights for all, and take this coronavirus pandemic seriously. My experience as an African-American woman who was raised in public housing during a time where there was a lot of violence and poverty and hopelessness that sometimes still exists in various communities in this city, this is what has been my guiding light through these very difficult times, my experience of what I grew up in. We need to listen to the needs of our communities, especially women, and empower them to let their voices be heard, because they are the ones who know what they need. Democratic women understand this more than anyone, and that is what we are committed to doing here in San Francisco. We need leaders that will follow the science and the data and the advice of public health experts to keep our communities safe and healthy as we live through this pandemic. That is what we've been prioritizing here as well, and why I was the first mayor to make the tough call to issue a stay-at-home order. We have seen how successful we are when we follow public health guidance, staying at home, washing our hands, leaving our houses only for essential tasks, and if you do leave your home, wearing a face covering and practicing social distancing. By doing this, we know we are saving lives. And I know it's been a challenging year for all of us, and we continue to face a lot of uncertainty. If anything, this is why it's so important that we vote in November for candidates that will take this pandemic and other emergencies that exist in this country seriously. We also need leaders that will focus on equitable policies that help those who are most impacted by this pandemic, not those who will work to protect their own wealth or their own political interest. In San Francisco, we've been focusing on reaching out to our most vulnerable populations through financial assistance for workers who have been furloughed or laid off, establishing a moratorium on evictions of those who cannot pay their rent due to the coronavirus, providing food security for seniors, families, and people with disabilities, providing housing for survivors and those at risk of domestic violence, and engaging our Latino and African American communities where we are seeing disproportionately higher rates of positive cases, and providing distance learning opportunities and activity kits for young people who have continued learning from home but may not have reliable internet service. We do this because we have many women in leadership roles that are fighting for these values and made them front and center in this fight during this pandemic. More than half of our city commissioners are women. We have women leading our emergency response departments that are on the front lines of this pandemic, including the Department of Emergency Management and our fire department. This is how we not only help one another in making it through this pandemic, and this is how we work to save lives. This is how we build stronger, more resilient communities. It is how we build up the leaders of tomorrow and fight against hatred and discrimination of all forms. As women, we need to support one another, especially women running for office. We need to empower women to register to vote and make their voices heard at the polls. We need to help more Democratic women get elected so we can work towards equitable policies that support all of us. That especially includes the women that are some of our most critical frontline workers leading us through this crisis. They are not giving up hope, and I will not give up hope either. The future is bright. It is resilient. The future is female. Thank you again to Emily's List for organizing this and having me speak here tonight. I hope you all are out there staying healthy and safe, and please continue to do your very best to support Emily's List and the incredible work they do to make sure that we get Democratic women elected and on the front line of leading our country.